Good evening. Welcome to the second part of our Tarsi stream. Let me lower the volume a bit of the music. Hello, Mosty. Welcome. Hope you had a nice day. So in case you missed the end of yesterday's stream, we were rather unlucky and lucky at the same time at the very end of last stream. Let's load up our game and I'll briefly explain what happened at the end of last stream. So we had some hull damaging events. We were left with one hull and we had one event left that did one hull damage. I think it was the fuel slush around here, and only the specialist left to act. And what I did is I could choose to send him either to remove this event in operations or to go to maintenance and try and repair the hull. Repairing hull means you need to roll at least a pair, and if you do roll a pair, the first one here repairs 2 hull damage. If you roll a third die with the same number, you can repair 1 more hull, meaning you can repair 3 hull damage, which I thought more beneficial than removing the event that did 1 hull damage. Either of which was sufficient to save the ship, but repairing more than 1 hull damage would have left me in a better situation at the start of this turn. So I went for repairing hull damage. My specialist had 4 dice, and the specialist's ability is that he can re-roll 1 extra time. So instead of rolling the dice 2 times, he can actually roll the dice 3 times. So I thought, yeah, 4 dice, he can roll 3 times. Rolling a pair, that's pretty much a given. Whoa, boy, was I wrong. He managed, or she managed, to roll 3 times with 4 dice and not roll a single pair. Which means I practically lost the game. I was already furious and about to rage quit when I thought maybe I do still have 1 option left, because I had quite a bit of research and none of those research options could help me, but I reshuffled my research and hoped to get a research option to repair hull. And I was lucky. I got 1 research option that cost, I think, 2 research, and that gave me +1 hull, which was just enough to survive the previous turn. After my unlucky rolls, I have to say, unlucky rolls here in maintenance with the specialist. Unfortunately, that left me with still only 1 hull left. And I lost another research option due to reshuffling, which repaired to repair 27 damage of an event. That would have been very useful in this turn, because we now have a very hard turn coming up. And I stopped yesterday after we saw which events we would get on this turn. 2 severe incidents and 1 medium, which is the hardest turn thus far. And you can see that all the events that popped up were hull damaging events, and all three of them have injury hazards. This one in particular is extremely dangerous, because the 3 injury hazards here are all on the 1, which means without assists, if you go into this event and you roll a single 1, that does 3 health damage to the person rolling dice. Rolling 2 1s means 6 health damage, which kills any crew member, because the maximum health is 6. Rolling just 2 1s is immediate death for whoever is rolling. If you roll with 5 dice, the chances are you might roll two ones. Of course, we do have assists to prevent that, but even with 3 assists, a single 1 would cancel all assists, and 2 ones would still do 3 damage. So someone like our pilot Yuri here would still die instantly. So this is a very serious event. The other next to it is also very dangerous with the 4 and the 5. And it takes 23 to repair, so that's maybe harder to clear, but somewhat less dangerous. And remember, if the crew member dies, he can't possibly complete the event as well. So that also leaves us with another problem. This turn, we have very little margin for error because we're at 1 hull damage, 1 hull, and the events do a total of 6 hull damage. A single hull damage will kill our ship and we lose the game. So either we clear all 4 events, and we have 4 crew members, which means they all need to succeed, or alternatively, we could have someone repair hull again, like we tried last time in maintenance. We can repair 3 hull in a best case scenario, but 2 is maybe more realistic, but maybe 3. Let's assume we can repair 2 hull damage here. In that case, we only need to clear 3 events. 1 of the 2 serious ones here, and the 2 minor ones. Although minor, this one is a medium. The medium, the low, and 1 of the 2 severe incidents. Hello, Inventarius. Glad you could join. I thought you were probably in a different time zone when I noticed the time of your comments. Welcome to the stream. We've just started, so I was just explaining our situation. We haven't done anything yet thus far. So again, like last turn, I think the best course of action would involve repairing hull, tackling 1 of the severe incidents and then the 2 other ones. The biggest question is, in which order are we going to tackle them, and which crew member are we going to send to which event? Considering we don't have any assists, we only have 1 assist, the greenhouse event is definitely out of the question because that's way too deadly without assist. And even the flight control one is perhaps too dangerous to start with. So either we tackle 1 of the minor events or we try repairing our hull first. The good thing is, if we manage to repair our hull by 3, if we have 3 dice of the same number, then we only need to prevent 1 serious event and 1 of these lower ones. So it's good to know that in advance. So that means repairing hull first could be a good idea, especially since we don't have much assist to begin with. And since our technician, has the +2 assist, it might be a good idea to start with sending the technician to the maintenance. The specialist this time, specialist has an extra roll, but she only has 3 dice this time. So that's not a very good idea to count on that. Another option is to start with the commander, because commander has for repair. No, what am I saying? Not commander. What we also could do is use the +1 die all crew on the first crew member acting. And it might be a good idea if we start with the commander. Commander loses 1 die, then we could use this supplement for maximum effect, because everyone will gain a die If we don't start with the commander and we use this, then we lose the effect on the commander because she's at maximum dice. So I think we better start with either of these, commander and technician. Technician to maintenance, and commander has 5 dice and 4 health. So commander would be good probably to tackle one of the more dangerous hazards, or the higher ones, particularly the one in the cockpit. However, if we start with commander and move her to the cockpit, she would take 2 damage. So that's probably not the best idea. Let's also not forget that the pilot can freely move around without taking damage. And since the pilot only has 2 health, I don't want to tackle any of these 2 hard ones with the pilot. So yeah, dilemma. The +1 dice would be incredibly useful though. Although I'm not entirely convinced, because the 23 and 16 and 18 with 4 dice, they are quite doable. And adding 1 die also adds 1 extra chance of injury. So having that 5th die is maybe not that much better. That's a bit of a dilemma I'm having here. So I'm still tempted to start with technician and to send the technician to the maintenance. Maybe we can then send our specialists. No, let's keep the specialist for later. Commander. I'm still thinking this through. I don't want to rush this turn because it's a very critical one. If we survive it, we're in a good spot, but chances for failure are quite significant if we make any mistakes. And even if we play it perfectly, we still need a bit of luck with the dice rolls, because we could easily lose this turn. Technician has +2 assist, let's not forget that. So having the technician act before anyone tackles the hard events is definitely required. So maybe I should start with sending technician to repair the hull. Use the +1 die all crew. We do lose 1 die on the commander, but that's not the end of the world. And then our specialist, who then has 4 dice. Either the specialist or the commander should tackle one of these 2 hard events, and then we'll have the pilot tackle. Probably the one in the hospital is best, because pilot's low health, so he can heal when going to the medical bay. So pilot to medical bay, but probably later on. Technician first, repairing hull, using the +1 die all crew. And in between we'll send our commander, I guess, because she has the highest number of dice, to repair one of these 2 events with full assist. And then specialist, can probably deal with this easier one here, the fuel slosh, and that would leave us with just one of these major events. If we're lucky with the technician and we can repair 2 hull, then we have 1 less of these events that we absolutely need to clear. Let's try it like that. It may be not the best solution, but I think it's one of the better ways to tackle this. So, technician, you do take 1 damage. if we don't clear this one first. Is that an issue? No, we can take the hit. And we can take 1 health damage. Getting those +2 assists is too important, and I don't want to tackle the med bay with a technician. I'd rather send the pilot there so he can heal. So we'll take the 1 health damage hit. Okay. +1 die all crew. Yeah, play the card first, absolutely. And glad you bought the game, Mosty, and that you're enjoying it thus far. It is a bit of a depressing atmosphere, and yeah, people hate it because of RNG, but I know that's not an issue for you, of course, because you're used to playing RNG games. And most of the people in my channel play games with RNG, so we know how it works. Okay, 3366. This is a good starter. So I think we're gonna use the 3s for hull repair. We use 1/6 for assist, and we re-roll the 6 and the 2. The 6 would be great to put in research, but I'd rather re-roll and get another 3, because repairing that hull is the most important at this moment. Well, you can control it, but it's still RNG based. Whatever you do, if you are unlucky several dice rolls in after each other, you can still lose the game even if you make a perfect play. So I still consider that RNG based, but that doesn't mean it's unfair. And like you say, you can control it, you can manage it, and you can work with the statistics to maximize your chances of survival. So it is still a strategy game. Right, 1/6 for assist, definitely. We're gonna use the 3s for hull repair and we roll the rest. And a 3, excellent, good start. I feel much more confident about this turn now, because we just won ourselves 1 extra. I counted on 2 hull repair, maybe 3. We got 3, so that means we need to clear 1 less event. We can try, but we don't need to clear them all. That's a luxury that I didn't expect. We do have only 1 research left. That's less good news. Alright, full assists. If we clear 1 of the 2 serious major events, and 1 of the 2 others, we're fine. Since we have 3 assists now, I want to tackle 1 of the hard ones now. So I want to send someone. The thing is, if we move through the medical bay, we will take damage. I want to send the pilot to repair the med bay and to heal. The downside of that is that we might lose our assists in the process, which is not what I want, because I want these assists for the dangerous missions over here. So one option could be to send our commander, because she has 5 dice. The specialist does have an extra roll, which could be very important, but the extra roll to To repair the greenhouse is not really required. I think 5 dice is more than sufficient. It is dangerous. We could lose our commander with these injury hazards. She will take 1 health damage, so she will have 3 health if she moves there now. And with 3 assists, that means if we roll a single 1, she'll survive. If we roll 2 ones, she'll die. So heading there with only 3 health, I would rather keep 4 health. But if we start with the pilot clearing the hospital so the commander doesn't take that damage, then we risk losing our assists. Which is also not what I want. Dilemma. Pilot to the greenhouse, but it is risky because pilot only has 2 health. So again, pilot hits 2 once, which is quite possible with 5 dice. Then the pilot dies. The ship would survive, but with so many turns left, I really don't want to lose any crew members. So I'd rather have someone with 4 health at least go to the greenhouse. And that's the issue. If the commander or the specialist move there now, they will take 1 damage. However, if we move pilot to clear the medical bay first, then we may lose our assists, which is just as problematic. And we cannot use +3 health on active crew member because we don't have the necessary research. Another option might be I have 3 assists, but there's 3 injury hazards on a single on the 1. Unless I misunderstand Inventarius, if you roll a single 1 and you have 3 1 hazards, that does to 3 damage and requires 3 assists to prevent. Or am I mistaken? Is 1 assist sufficient to prevent all 3 injuries? If you roll a single 1? It might be that I'm misunderstanding this, because then the event is much less serious than I expected. As long as you have assist, of course. Only 1 assist is used for 1-1. Okay, in that case, commander to greenhouse, no doubt about it, and let the pilot heal up in the medical bay. With 3 health and 3 assists, then that event is not as dangerous as I thought. Alright. Go, go, go! Ooh. And you are right. So I thought in this situation I would be dead. Because I thought 3 assists would be required to prevent the 3 injuries from the first one. And then the second one would do 3 damage and would kill my commander. I'm glad that's not the case, and I'm glad you told me it's not, because it makes a huge difference in my strategy. Hello, Mary Wesker! Good evening, sir. How are you doing? I'm not sure if it's as warm in your shed in the UK as it is at the moment over here, because we had quite a temperature increase over here today. So what are we gonna do? 1-1, 2-2. Harvest food. We can use 1 for 4 repair. Use class. Class ability to repair 4. We can use the 2s for food, but food, I rather finish the event before thinking about food. We are without food, but they all still have quite a few dice. Maybe I should just reroll them all. Yeah, let's reroll them all. All low numbers. We're gonna roll at least a single bad number and we can still use it then. But every die that we reroll is a chance for a high number. So let's reroll them all. We do have only one assist left. The more dice we reroll, the more risk of injury. And rolling 16 is not that big of a deal, so I'm tempted to use a single one for 4 repair. Yeah, I failed a couple of times on turn 10 as well, mostly. That really is hard. But then again, I think it increases the joy when you do beat it. Because you know it is hard and it feels like an accomplishment. It's like FTL, I think that's the best example. The number of FTL games I played and the small percentage I've actually managed to win, and still I enjoy that game so much. Yeah, it would be pointless. I totally agree. I can understand that they added easy mode for people who are not used to this kind of games, but I don't intend to ever play this on easy mode. And if I beat it a couple of times on normal, I definitely want to try on hard. Keep the tree. Yeah. Well, we could roll higher, but every die we reroll is a risk of injury. We only have one assist left, so if we roll 2 ones, the first one will be prevented, the second one will kill our commander, so I want to reroll as little dice as possible. So our first roll was pretty bad with all these low numbers. Okay, I use the 1 to repair, I use the 3 to repair, and we reroll the 3 others. If we roll 2 ones, our commander will die. 2 ones on a 3 dice. It's unlikely, but it can happen. Okay, we're safe. Yes, excellent roll. So yeah, I think not much of a choice here. We could use 6 and 4 or 6 and 3. So let's just keep the 4 for research then, and the 6 and the 3 to get rid of the event. Excellent. Back to 2 research. 1 more and we have +3 health, active crew member, or no movement damage. I am tempted to reroll these because I don't find them that great, especially for the cost. But that takes 1 research, so I'm gonna hold off until I really need something, and then I might reroll it. Okay, 1 more hull damage to prevent, and we survive the turn. I think this is a good moment to send our pilot to medbay. We still have 1 assist left. So if he rolls a 2, we use the assist. If he rolls a second 2, he loses 1 health. If he rolls 3 2s, then he dies. But 3 2s on 5 dice, that seems rather unlikely. He takes no damage from moving there. Hello Netherlands, how are you, good sir? Not streaming yourself tonight? Okay, let's go for it, I guess. And we survive. Okay, no 2s, excellent. I definitely want to use health recovery immediately, because if we fail to clear the event, we still have another crew member to act, so we can afford this. use the 6 on the event, and I guess we reroll the others. We might keep the 3. That would require a 9 on the other dice. Although re-rolling them all, I think we have better chances of getting 12. Oh! And we don't finish it. We don't finish it. Okay, so what do we do? Do we use them all on the event, or do we use some on research? I'm tempted to keep the 2 for research. If we use the 4 and the 3, that leaves 5, so whoever comes in next can easily clear that. If we leave it with only 3 to repair. Yeah. 4 and 3. Leaving 5 or leaving 3, that's not much of a deal, but getting that 1 extra research can be important, so we'll use the 2 on research. Bad move. Which move did you mean, Inventarius? Time for a bit of Disgaea, or whatever it was pronounced. But not tonight, okay. Room gotta heat it up today, so it might be tomorrow. Yeah, it's very warm in here as well. And again, same problem. I can't open the window when the lights are on, and I can't turn out the lights when I'm streaming, or you wouldn't see me. Finish deployment. Well, I went there with the pilot because he was low health. So now we managed to recover health. Just now we must make sure the specialist can clear another event. And I think I'm gonna go with fuel slush here. Because this event will then be easy to clear, and we'll have just this major one here that is an issue. Specialist with +1 reroll. I'm not gonna take this one because without assist this is too dangerous for our specialist. And we might fail. I must make sure I prevent at least one of the events, so I think fuel slush here is the safest or the best thing we can do at this point. Does take one, oh yeah, this takes 1 health damage. The bad thing, of course, is that we don't really need to be in operations because stress is not that high. Definitely not with a specialist. But she can't do anything in the med bay either. So we might not have much use for the extra dice. And we might need to spend that on research then. But that's okay, have a lot of research. We might reroll our research and have a good research option and a lot of research ready for our next turn. Take 1 damage. Okay, we'll take the hit. This can't go wrong. And it doesn't. Okay, keep the 6 for research. 5 on stress, but then we don't have enough. But stress, yeah, it's not an issue. 554, that's 14, so that's okay. Rerolling, not much use because we got all high numbers. 554. Use this to reduce stress or on research. I think I'm gonna pick research because the stress is not that important. And we survived the turn. 1 major event left, 1 very low priority, one that will be easy to clear. All our crew is in good shape. I was lucky. I still had 1 assist left. and he had 2 health, so I don't think I was that lucky. And he had 4 dice to clear a 18 event. I still had another crew member left if he failed. So I don't think it was that risky overall. Wow. Trying to catch up with the chat there. Everyone's going to die. Which game? This one. Unless it's Undertale, or what was the name of the game you played, Netherlands, where you repeatedly died in that boss battle. +1 hull and 20 stress for us. They are at relatively low stress levels. So +1 hull would be useful. Or +1 food and -1 dice for us. We don't really need the food at this point in time because they all have dice. So losing a dice on everyone doesn't compensate. Yeah, 1 food is not enough reward for losing 1 die on all. Because net 1 food gives us 3 dice, and -1 dice for all loses us 4 dice. I don't like the stress increase, but we can handle it, and +1 hull is very useful at this point in time. Because we're still at only 1 hull at this moment. Undertale, yeah, that was the game. I'm gonna go for the +1 hull here. No cannibalism. Still going with a no cannibalism run here. I haven't got that achievement yet. But if I need to, I will cannibalize at the end of the game. -1 food. No big deal because we don't have any. But we have another hull damaging event over here. We're gonna need to tackle at least 1 or both. If we only do 1, we need to repair our hull. Okay. Let's think about this. Annoying thing is that these events prevent movement to the cockpit. So the no movement damage might be useful this time. Although it's a bit of a waste since our pilot already has this. Technician. Okay, let's check status. So stress levels are going up. Our health is medium. Well, pilot is in good shape. Technician relatively okay. Specialist and commander a bit less, but we have no one with really low health. That's already good news. 4 dice, 4 dice, 4 dice, and 3 dice. We don't have food, and if we get any, we'll lose it straight away. So I would like to get someone to deal with the food issue. But only after we deal with the hull damage events, to at least make sure the ship survives, because we have no use for food if the ship is destroyed. Let's also think ahead. The next turn we'll have 1 low priority and 2 medium priority events. So no hard ones, but we'll get 3 events. So we want to clear enough events because we still have 4 events left. So we need to clear as much as possible. This is another dangerous event, and we don't have much assist. We only have 1 assist at this point in time. I am tempted to reroll my research first, because neither of these 3 seems very useful at this point. +3 health could be useful, but I think it's a bit of a waste. A bit of a waste of 3 research just to heal up 1 crew member. no movement damage can be very important if you have many events. We already have the pilot who can do that. And the two events in the middle here will be easy to clear. And prevent stasis, I don't think this is worth for research to begin with. So yeah, I'm going to spend one research to reshuffle it. Aha! 7 repair 1 module. This is very helpful. Again, prevent stasis? Jesus. And choice harvest, +1 food, which is useless if we don't clear this event. But the 7 repair 1 module is very, very useful. We could use it here and then focus entirely on producing food, but only after we clear the dangerous events. I think I'm gonna start with the pilot because he can move freely and have him tackle one of the 2 harder events. He's at 5 health now, so he can take a few injury rolls. Laboratory or cockpit. Laboratory is better because we can increase assist there. Although with 4 dice, every high die that we get, we will have to use it on the event. We won't be able to spend it on research. But we can use the 7 repair to help with the event. So send the pilot to the laboratory. Then maybe have someone repair the hull, and then the last 2 clear the middle events, and that would leave this last event here, but we would have at least 4 hull. So that would be an option. And the person clearing the greenhouse could produce food to give us some dice next turn. If the pilot goes to the laboratory, then someone needs to fix the hospital. So we can use the specialist or the commander because they can use healing. I'm thinking commander is already in the greenhouse. Commander will deal with the greenhouse, but after the others probably. Specialist can deal with medbay. The pilot first tackles the laboratory, and technician can repair the hull, and we leave this event in the cockpit. Well, I think it's definitely worth it because we're out of food and we are gonna go low on dice, so I want to think ahead for the next turn. But it's less important than the hull. So I definitely want to start with repairing hull and fixing some of these events, but I don't necessarily need to clear them all. And I think taking the 2 hardest ones, we might get into issues, I think, if we don't produce any food now. Okay, we could use cannibalism, that's true. And the event is no big deal if we don't have any food to begin with. Let's start first with our hull. Pilot to the laboratory. Or let's maybe technician repair hull. Because that way we can get 2 assists from the technician, which would help if we send our pilot to the laboratory with these injury hazards. We might use the 7 repair. If we can, we will get another assist from the laboratory. Then the specialist can clear the medbay with only 3 dice. And then the commander either tackle the last event in the cockpit or the greenhouse to produce some food. We'll see about that later. So let's start with our technician, repair hull and try to get us some assists. Okay, excellent. 6, 6, and 6. Okay, we have more luck than yesterday. Life support. Yeah, you might have a point there, because I don't use life support that often. On the other hand, it may be coincidence, but I rarely have any events in life support. And I usually try to use a module while clearing an event there. So going to life support just for life support, I don't use it that often. And it's most powerful to roll a pair to get 4 dice, but that's only useful if you have 2 or only 1 die. And I want to prevent getting into that situation to begin with, which is why I think food to get 3 dice is better. If you go down to 3 or 2 dice, you use the food. But I get the point. Maybe I should use life support more often. Okay, so what do we want? We want 2 assists, but we only have a 4, so we'll re-roll this one, because 4 is not good for research either. So let's hope for everything but a 4 on that last roll, preferably a 5 or a 6. A 4. Okay, just the one we didn't want, we get. Nothing I can do with this 4 unless I reshuffle my science, but I don't want to reshuffle my science. So we're gonna lose this 1 die. We won't get the +2 assist, unfortunately. But I think, yeah, the hull repair was more important than those 2 assists. So we lose 1 die here. Too bad. Okay, so now we don't even need to clear the laboratory. Preventing 1 hull damage will save the ship. Of course, we want to clear more events than that, but the downside is we only still have 1 assist. Pilot has 5 health, so he can deal with that. Let's get rid of this event in the laboratory. Roll. Path. 2 health damage. And we haven't rolled many high numbers. We do have 1 6. So now I'm tempted. Do I use the 6 on the event? But re-rolling these 3 is relatively dangerous, maybe exaggerated. I could use the 6 to get assist, which would make it a lot safer to re-roll, but with 3 dice we won't be able to clear this. I could use the repair module. 7 repair. Not the +1 food Maddie, because there is currently an event that removes 1 food at the end of the turn. So 6, 3, 3, that's 12. 6, 3, 3, that's 12. If we use the repair module, 19. We only have 21 if we include the repair module. 12, 14, 21. So yeah, re-rolling the 2, we have a high chance of rolling something better, in which case we can then clear the event. If we're lucky, assume we roll a 6. Yeah, no, we can't clear the event and get the assist at the same time. It's not possible, I think, if we keep the both 3s. However, re-rolling them if we keep both trees and we don't use them, we can only spend 1 on research. Let's focus on clearing the event first. So 12, 19, we need a tree then. Or we use the 6 for assist, we roll these 3. And then we need 15 with 3 dice. Yeah, that's worse. That's definitely worse. So we keep the 6 and both trees, and we reroll the 2. Minimum 3, minimum 3. Okay, we get an injury, that's okay, but we manage to clear the event. We get just enough. Just check for certainty. 6, 3, 3 is 12, 15, and 7, that's 22. So let's get rid of the event. Unfortunately, we haven't got assist, but we cleared a major event. We're in much better shape now. Catching up on chat again. Use the dice, hold area, reroll the 2. Yeah, that's what I did. Good point. Contagious. Trouble in this Gaia. I always have to think of diarrhea when I see that name. Generally use the dice hold area. Yeah, it depends on the situation, I guess. But here it was the best option. Okay, 2 crew members left. Our ship is safe, so I really want to clear this event. But we don't have assist. We don't have assist, so this void could cause some issues. The hospital is easy to clear. And could be used, because they're both at only 3 health. If Commander moves there, it takes 1 damage, but if we heal, that's no big deal. Although we could roll 2 2s with that 4 dice. So maybe we should send specialists to the hospital, but the +1 reroll is so useful and we'll waste it if we go to the hospital. Yeah, life support. Good that you remind me of life support. Specialists could go to life support, because if specialist rolls, he would be down to 2 dice. But rolling pairs with the extra reroll, that should work. So we could get the specialist back to maximum dice to prepare for the next turn. And then Commander goes to medbay, takes 1 movement damage, but can heal in the medbay. Can easily clear the event, because even got 4 repair there. And can spend some more on research. That would leave the -1 food event here, which is no big deal, frankly, and only still the serious event here in the cockpit. Ship would go down to 2 hull again. No, 3 hull, because we will clear the event in the med bay. Yep, that sounds like a good plan. We also have here a prevent injury. This could be very useful in the late game. Rolling with Commander at medbay is too risky. Because Commander has 4 dice and the Specialist only has 3. 4 dice. No, 4 dice, but the Commander has... Oh yeah, Commander would lose 1 health. So rolling 2 double 2s would kill her. So you do have a point there. Unless we... I'm still tempted to clear the greenhouse and get some food. Because we could easily repair greenhouse and get some food, and then the specialist could go to the med bay and heal up. The risk here is with these void azers, which if we have a bad roll and roll a few 3s and 4s with no assist, we would just lose all those dice. Yeah, the void. I don't like the idea of sending the specialist to the med bay, because I'd rather have the specialist regain dice. Because specialist has easier to roll a pair because she's got an extra reroll, and she's gonna go down to 2 dice, whereas the commander will only go down to 3, which is doable. But 2 dice is really, which means she will be pretty useless next turn. But you are right, sending commander to medbay is risky. Another dilemma. It's all about making choices. Then again, do we really want to risk losing our commander? I think the answer is no. We definitely do not want to lose commander. Okay, so plan is send specialist to medbay and send commander then to the life support. Okay, I guess we'll do that because it's the safest option. I'd rather do it the other way around, but the risk of losing the commander if we have a bad roll, I think is reason enough to go for the less optimal but safer option here. A snail trail. Which order? Commander for repair and specialist +1 reroll. So nothing in particular that can help the next one. So the order probably doesn't matter much. Okay, order doesn't matter. So specialist to medbay. 536. We don't even need to reroll. Event cleared, health back to maximum, and we've got one more research. The snail was at your inside your drink, or on the bottle or can? Trying to drink himself. And commander. I'm still thinking to clear the greenhouse, because the reason why is not just because 1, we clear another event, 2, we might produce food, which is as good as getting dice, and I'd rather get dice on the specialist. 3, getting rid of this event opens the path to this event that I'd really like to clear in the cockpit, because now everyone moving through would take 1 damage. So all of those considered, I think is reason for me to go for the greenhouse. And commander going to 3 dice just to go up to 5, spend a full turn on that. I'd rather clear this event to begin with. And the only risk is that we lose our dice with the void, but then it's not a big deal. We don't risk losing our commander. And if we survive the first roll, we'll get rid of the event, especially with the 4 repair. So I'm gonna go against your advice, Inventarius, and I'm going to go for greenhouse anyway. And if I roll 3s and 4s now, I'm going to regret it, I know. Okay, 1, 2, 2, 6. So we use the 6. Let's think about it. I could use 6 and 1, and then use the 2s for food. I'd rather reroll the 1, but if we reroll the 1, then we risk a void. So I'd rather take it safe now in this situation. Alternatively, we could use our ability for 4, but then we still need 3, so that doesn't really help us out. So re-rolling is not a good idea, because we can clear this and grow 1 food. So I'm gonna do it like this. And we have 1 food, and we have also choice harvest. If we get 1 more research, we get an extra food. I think that was a good plan. It was a bit risky with the void, but not much to lose. So I think it was worth the risk, because what we could lose was not significant. While the benefit was better than just using, just regaining dice. +1 dice for all crew. Oh, excellent. -2 health for us. That would leave our commander with 1 health, but I'm still tempted to use this. The specialist is at maximum health. And +1 dice for all crew, that's very useful. Alternatively, +1 food, which for me is less of a worse option than +1 dice for all crew. And -1 health for us is also less bad than -2 health for the others, but it would also bring our pilot to 1 health. So either way, we bring someone to 1 health. But here we would also bring our technician back to 3 health, which would leave 3 people with less than half their health, or only half health or less. So I think I'm gonna go with +1 dice all crew. If we use the food on the specialist, we do lose the benefit of 1 die there. If we go for this event, yeah, then we have a second food, but we also lose 1 die if we use a second food. So this one's definitely better. Also, if we choose this, they will get more stress, so it's definitely, no doubt about it, I will take this option. And I will use the food on the specialist. We do lose 1 die, but we are now in a very strong position. 5, 4, 4, 4. And no major events this turn. So we have 4 events, but only the cockpit one is really hard. These 2 are medium, and the MPD fail here is a low severity one. They all have injury or void hazards, and we only have 1 assist, so that is something to consider. An army of Prinnies! Oh, I missed quite a bit of the chat. Crawling up the side of it. Like finding a spider in your bed or something, right? Caught him in time then. Imagine if he had made it all the way in. Yeah, imagine if you hadn't noticed and drank it. On the other hand, I do eat snails. It's like the French. Snails is like something, a luxury food over here. Snails with garlic. Escargot, exactly, Madirasker. Escargot. Alright, let's think of a plan here. This turn will not be hard, but the next one we will get another serious event and 2 medium ones. So I want to clear as much as possible of these events. Let's go through all our situation. We don't have food, we only have 1 assist, we have 2 crew members at low health. We do have a high number of dice, and stress levels are going up. We managed to reduce stress a lot in the beginning, but stress is going up now. We can send someone to the operations to clear this event and reduce stress. And in particular, the pilot is starting to have high stress level. And since 2 of these events have injuries, the pilot who is at 2 health, I'd rather avoid the events with injuries. He can move freely to operations. So I think I'm gonna send pilot to operations, but probably near the end of the turn, because this is not a priority event. The second, Commander. Commander, we do have an issue here in the sense that Commander only has 1 health. But we could use him in the greenhouse, because this 1 damage, hull damage event would be good to clear. If we clear both, we at least save the ship already, which means Commander wouldn't need to move. But that means if Commander stays at 1 health, we definitely need to clear this minus 1 health all. Sorry. Yes, France, but Belgian cuisine or kitchen is relatively similar to France. It's right next door, Madirasker, exactly. So yeah, escargots is both in French, in France, but also in Belgium, very frequent food. So our oysters. So ideally I would send Commander to the med bay to heal, but then I need to clear these 2 events first. So we might maybe do that next turn if we can, and let Commander deal with greenhouse. But someone will need to tackle this minus 1 health all, because we can't afford that with a Commander at 1 health and a pilot at 2 health. This minus 1 health all is probably more important than the cockpit at this point in time. We only have 1 assist. Who is gonna go lower on dice? Technician. We could send Technician to get +2 assist to clear the minus 1 health all and hopefully regain some dice in the process. Then we might send our specialist to the greenhouse to allow our Commander to go to the med bay, and then the pilot takes care of the operations. I'm considering the risks here. I'm probably gonna lose because of that. Isn't that a bit exaggerated? You would have more research dice if you had sent Commander to life support in the last turn. But life support is only for the crew member heading there, while food can be used on someone else. Which we did use because I think our technician, or was it the specialist, was only 2 dice. And we can grow food again now. You do need that now. Would have more research dice. That's true, I would have more research dice. But this turn is not that hard. We can get research this turn. We can get research this turn. We have 5 dice, 4, 4, 4. And we don't, these events are not that big. We have a hard turn coming up, that's true. So let's see. But I'm still thinking I'm doing a good job here, and I think I still have a good chance of winning. Things can go wrong quickly, I know, but... Alright, priorities. Technician to the life support. Fix this event, regain dice, and get +2 assist. Specialist to the greenhouse, fix this event, maybe grow some food and or get some research. Pilot to fix the operations, maybe reduce some stress and or get some research. And the commander finally to medbay to heal up and get some research. We will get more research by the end of the turn. I'm very sure we will get more research. Yeah, no problem. No problemas. What did I say? Technician to life support. There's 1 injury die there, we still have an assist, we are at 4 healths and 4 dice, that's perfectly safe. Yeah. 6, 6, 5 and 1. We need to clear the event, of course, with just 18, with 4 dice. 17, 18. We could clear the event now, but then we wouldn't get dice or assist. Yeah, I went too lightly over that because I couldn't possibly get assist, regain dice and clear the event. If we get rid of the injury, if we already get rid of this event, that's already a big step forward. We don't need the 2 assist. It would be very useful, it would obviously be very useful, and the regain dice as well, but clearing the event is priority number 1. With the injury here, I don't want to waste my assist on injury, so I'm not gonna reroll anything. 12, 17, 18, I'm just gonna clear the event. That leaves us still with 1 assist. Then specialist to the greenhouse. We do have a void here, but with 5 dice we should be able to clear that event, which would give our commander free movement. Unless we do pilot first. No, let's specialist to the greenhouse. Okay, not a great roll. We could use some food. We do need to clear the event if we want to keep the ship safe. So harvesting food will probably not be an option. Rerolling is risky with the void. Free escargots on Mars. Oh, I wish. I wish. I'd rather clear the event and get research than get food. Research will indeed be important. We are wasting our rerolls, of course, if we don't reroll much. Let's keep the 5 and both trees. That's 11. And reroll the ones. And hope to avoid voids. 11. Yeah, a void, and we will not be able to clear the event. I'm not playing very well this turn. I am taking a risk here, because if we don't clear the event, then we're gonna have to send someone to fix the hull, because we can't clear both one hull damage events with a single person. So that means our pilot will have to go and repair the hull. I'm gonna have to take the risk, because chances are we will not roll a 4 and then we're in good shape. If we do roll a 4, then we have to go and repair the hull. No other option, which means we can't heal our commander. Although we will not be able to clear the event, we can then use these dice for food or research. We can use the trees on research, so we can then spend them to get 1 food, and the 5 we could use on research if we don't roll it. But ideally we will not get a 4 and we will be able to fix the event. So let's go for that. Hope for a good roll, fix the event. If we fail and get a void, or we don't roll enough, then we'll use the trees for food and the 5 for research. And we're good. We're good. Oh, 3 trees. So tempted to get 2 food here, but then we cannot clear the event. 11. We're gonna need 4 dice, which is a shame. 11. 17. Oh wait, we need them all? 11. Man, I'm bad at counting. I always think 18, that's pretty easy to do, but it takes a lot of dice to clear such an event. 11, 14, 17. I need them all. I could reroll, but that's risky, because then we again risk the void, so let's just get rid of the event. No research, no food, but at least we get rid of the event and don't get any void. Oh, we still have 2 people to act. The pilot and the commander. I was wrong here. Okay, so we send the pilot to the operations, get rid of this event and reduce his stress. Or, yeah, and then we send the commander to the med bay to heal up. Let's look at dice. Yeah, technician will go down to 2 dice. We do have 1 + 1 food research. We don't have much research, but pilot with 4 dice, he should be able to get up our research. And commander in medbay should be able to get up some research. So the only issue is no food, but we'll be able to manage, I think. We'll have 4 dice, 3, 3, 3. We won't have too many dice next turn. That's something I don't like as much. Alternatively, we could send the pilot to repair the hull instead of fixing this event. But then he cannot reduce his stress, which is starting to become a concern. So I'd rather clear the event, get some research, and reduce his stress. So that's what I'm gonna do. Send the pilot to operations. We do have a void on the 1, but with 4 dice that shouldn't be an issue. And it isn't. 6, 5, 6, 6, 5, 2. Let's keep the high ones and reroll the 2. Or do I have to? Because that risks a void. 6 and 5 for the repair. A 6 for the reduced stress. And a 2 on research. I think that's the best option. Without re-rolling, because then we risk losing that die altogether. So 6, 5, reduce his stress. It's weird that it doesn't reduce stress immediately, it's only when he moves out of the room, sorry. And then a 2 on research. We could use a research to get 1 food. But since they will all be at 4 or 3 dice, I'd rather have food for the next turn. Well, the next turn. And it's maybe not really necessary. Because we are going to the end of the game, so food may be becoming less and less important as long as they have dice. Okay, finish deployment. And send our commander to medbay. The ship will survive. We will go back to 1 hull. We have 3 research. Commander will definitely get more research here in medbay and hopefully heal up. Yeah, most definitely heal up. With 4 dice there should be at least 1, 5 or 6. 5, 5, 1, 2. Health recovery. 1 on research. 5 on research. And hope for 4 on that last die. And it's a 2. Well, 5 research, not bad. Mostly gave it to you. Right, checking up on the chat here because I'm lagging behind a bit. Humble Monthly Games on Friday. We just had a Steam sale, man. Eat Mapia. What's Mapia? Oh yeah, the cannibalism. Let's look it up. Yeah, Mapia is the crew member who dies at the start of the game and you can use cannibalism instead of growing food. The botanist. She's very tasty. She is also a she. There's a lot of women in this game. I didn't have any money at Steam sale, only got Skullgirls DLC and I don't regret it. Fried with onions, fried with snails. You owe me nothing. Repair. I've already repaired. Yes, I have. Okay, finish deployment. We have no use for the 2. We could use it on repairs, but there's nothing to repair. I wish we could exchange it for a 4. That would be a more useful ability, because then I could have used the 4 for research.
Is this real? Is this something that's happening now, or something that's...
Well, judging by the name, she's female.
And if so, how?
Okay, situation. These 2 stress. Yeah, a bit. These two, yeah, no stress, man. We're cool. Dice, limited, but okay. So, plus one hull, which is good, but we still need to, that's one event doing 2 hull damage, so whether we get plus one hull or not, we need to get rid of that event or fix the ship either way. So this plus one hull will not save this turn, will not have any impact this turn, although in the long run it may help. Minus one dice for us is definitely something I don't want. So I'm already tempted to pick the second option, but I haven't checked it yet. Plus one health for whole crew would be lost on commander, but would be helpful for the others. Would increase stress, but they're at low stress levels, so I'm gonna pick this one. On the other hand, Nikki, I know Nikki's who are male. So Nikki can be a male or a female name. Judging by the picture, I think it's a woman. Although it might be a man with somewhat female side. The others are clear. This is a female, this is a female, this is a male. But yeah, the commander is the most borderline case of them all. But I think female. I don't know why, but I think it's the nose and the cheeks that make me think female. Depends a bit what angle you look at it. Or look at her, look at him, look at him, her. So we take this option, plus one health for all crew and 20 stress for them. And now we have a dilemma. Are we going to use cannibalism to get them back up to maximum dice, which reduces their maximum health by 1 and will cause stress? But we would have 5, 5, 5, 4 dice. They're all at high health. And they can take the stress hit. I would need to give up on my no cannibalism run that I have going. So do I want the achievement or do I want to win the game again? Let's vote, guys. Do we go for cannibalism or not? If we do, then I go all the way and they all get a bite except for Allison, who doesn't need it. So do we go for the win or for the no cannibalism achievement? Mosty votes win. Maddie Rasker votes win. Netherlands votes we shall see. It's not something we shall see, Netherlands. I choose now. I eat the human meat or I don't. Each usage will decrease overall health of the crew member, cause stress. Benefit increases as crew perish. Oh, it's only plus 2 dice. Go for the win. You should cannibalize here. That's 4-1. 4-1 to go for cannibalism. Okay, we go for cannibalism. A sacrifice can be made for more supplies. These are desperate times. Kill one of our crew members to get more human meat. Oh man, this game is very dark. Very, very dark. But we don't need to do that, right? Okay. Okay, where are we at? Hull damage, hull damage, hull damage. And -2 health all. We can't take the -2 health all at this point. I'd rather not. This hull damage event is in the maintenance room where we can repair the hull. So we could send someone here with 5 dice and not just get rid of the event, but also repair 2 or maybe 3 hull damage. In which case we would only need to clear one of these 2 events. Preferably both, but at least one. And then the -2 health all that I'd also like to get rid of. So definitely the least important event is the one I'd like to tackle first, the hull repair. On the other hand, it's the only one with no injury, no possible injuries. And we're gonna need to clear one of these either way. So maybe I should start with fixing one of those, and maybe we should finally go and fix that cockpit. This event in the cockpit's been there for quite a few turns now. Shuffle research, good point. +1 food, definitely don't need that. Prevent stasis is the least of our problems. Prevent injury is pretty good though. Prevent all injuries during a turn, this could save our ass. The prevent injury could definitely save our ass. We do need one more research, but the other 2 options are really bad, that's true. Two more turns to Mars. Does that mean one more turn? No, we still need 1 turn, and then the next turn is the final turn where we need to have someone in cockpit. Next turn we only get 1 event. Well, prevent injury can be a lifesaver, that's what I mean. It's bad probably because it's very expensive for what it does. But if you have it and you have the research, it can be a lifesaver. That's what I mean. So it's a very strong card, but it's very situational, and that's probably the reason why I might want to get rid of it, because we are at high health. All are at high health. Only the pilot's at 3 health. So at this point in time, it's probably a good idea to reshuffle. I agree. But I think that prevent injury in other situations might have its use. Okay, reshuffle. Oh, nice. +1 assist, +2 assist, and 28 repair 1 module. I like this one. I definitely like this one. Okay, so this can help a lot with getting rid of one of the 2 hard events. It does take 6 research. Those assists are also going to be very useful. 1 assist for 1 research, 2 assists for 2 research. We're probably going to use both. This card can save my ass, that's true. This card can save my ass. But I mean, injury can be very important if you have events like this with 2 or 3 injury hazards. Prevent injury can be the difference between having your crew member killed in the attempt or surviving and clearing the event. It's situational. Let's keep it at that. It's situational. Whereas 28 repair 1 module is always useful. Because you always have a serious event to clear. What do you mean, Matty? We're in good shape. I'm pretty sure we're in good shape. We have our pilot at 3 health at 5 dice. So somehow I want to send my pilot to the cockpit to finally get rid of this event. But I first, well, get assists, maybe not because we have to assist. Get more research, yes, because if we get more research, then we can use the disaster reduce. So I'm tempted to send someone here first to repair the hull. If we don't succeed at that, we can get research that we can use then to repair one module. The other hand, the two big events are in modules that we don't really need to visit. Increase assist could be useful, but we have two assists. We have two research options to get assist. The no movement damage, it can be useful, but to spend a die just to get no movement damage. The only event that goes in the middle of the ship where people need to pass through is in the greenhouse again. This one does 2 damage and it's an easy to clear event, so we might do that first, so then we have free movement around the ship, because they're all in the middle and the events are all on the outside except this one. So it's probably a good idea to get this event out of the way. The one with the lowest dice is our specialist. You got high enough health, so the injuries are not a big deal. This one, our specialist doing this is definitely gonna work. It's an assist waster, but it's in the way to get to the cockpit. So if we clear it first, they don't take damage going to the cockpit. And it does 2 hull damage, so it is an easy to clear event that helps us a lot. But we definitely need to clear the -2 health all as well, so I might start with that one. Because if we go there, we will lose some assists, because we have an injury and a void here. We will lose assist, but we can hopefully regain assist. Because increase assist is, on the other hand, 24. Even with 5 dice, that's quite a lot. Yeah, I was thinking of sending the pilot to flight control. I was thinking about that, sending the pilot to flight control with the 2 injury dice. But with 5 dice, if you need to clear 23 or 24 with 5 dice, that's an average of 5 per dice almost 5 per die average. The pilot's not gonna roll a 5 on average with just 2 rolls. The specialist with his extra reroll might. The commander with his 4, no, not 4 repair, what am I saying? Yeah, the commander with the 4 repair could, on the 23 or 24, yeah, but then he needs maximum on practically every other die. So either way, these events, I'm probably gonna need a disaster reduce to clear them, or 2 crew members heading there. And of these 2, -2 health all or 2 hull damage, I think the -2 health all is the most important one, because otherwise all our crew will go low health. Whereas the hull damage in the cockpit, we could also do the greenhouse and the maintenance, where we could also repair our hull and not do the cockpit. So of those 2 events that require lots of high die numbers, I think the laboratory is the most important of the 2. So it's probably a good idea to start there. And if we lose assist, we can regain assist maybe. On the other hand, it would be... No, I think it's a good idea to first start with one of the easier events and get more research. Because I want to have this option of 28 repair one module. I'd like to have this option before I send a crew member to one of these two hard events. So I probably want to start with the greenhouse or the maintenance room. And I think the maintenance room is a good idea because if we can repair the ship, we know our priorities between crew damage or ship damage. So the question is, who do we send to the maintenance room? Not the pilot, because the pilot can freely move through the greenhouse. Technician. +2 assist, we could use that later. Specialist does have the reroll, but would lose 1 health by heading there. Commander would be a waste of her 4 repair. I'm somewhat tempted to using the pilot because of health. True, but the pilot's the only one who can reach the cockpit without taking damage from going to greenhouse. So that does depend if I'm planning to get rid of the greenhouse as well. But I think I should because it's the easiest event to clear and it does 2 hull damage. So sending the pilot first, yeah, I agree. That's probably the best idea. Send pilot to maintenance. Send pilot to maintenance. See where we stand. What is the importance of the minus health all and the hull damage events? Get rid of the greenhouse as well, definitely, because it's so easy and it prevents 2 hull damage. And then the last 2 crew members will see between these 2 which one will prioritize. And we'll maybe do both. And hopefully by that time we'll have gotten to 6 research by doing greenhouse and maintenance and greenhouse first. Okay, sounds like a plan. Pilot to maintenance. And I love how the dice turn red when you have cannibalized. Okay, not a bad roll. We can use the 5s on hull repair. On the other hand, they're high numbers. We could just keep dice. And then see afterwards. 10. We could use 15, but then we can't repair hull. I'm gonna keep 6, 5, 5, 4, and re-roll the 3. The 4 is useful especially because we can also use it for research. The 3, get rid of the 3. What if we roll a 5, then we have 3 5s? Do we get rid of the event? Or... yeah, then we get rid of the event and repair 2 hull, I guess. Let's do it this way. Reroll the 3. What if we get a void? What if we get a void? Then we clear the event, but we cannot repair the hull. Or we repair the hull, but we cannot clear the event. But we can get some research then. Okay, let's go for the reroll. And a 2, which is worse than the 3 that we had, but they're both useless. Repair first, I agree, because that's 2 repair and the event only does 1 hull damage. Hull damage. We can't clear the event. We can reduce it. So I'm gonna use the 4 on research and then spend the 6 and the 2 to partially clear the event. Then we just need a single 1 to get the 28 repair 1 module. Not great, I had expected more from this room, but it's okay, we'll handle. Okay, who do we send to fix the greenhouse? If we fix the greenhouse, the ship will still destroy. So we're gonna either have to send someone in to finish this event or tackle that cockpit. Very bad move. And why is that? Do you feel I should have rerolled more dice? There was the void, remember? And spending the 2 5s to repair hull. Yeah, first repair, you said it yourself. I think that was the wiser choice. Rather repair than than get rid of the event. So I'm not sure what you think I could have done better there. We rolled more dice. We rolled the 6s. Repair the event and don't re-roll at all. That still wouldn't. Oh, you meant repair event, not repair the hull? I couldn't repair the hull and repair the event. I couldn't do both with the dice that I had. Pretty sure I didn't have enough dice to do both. If I did, then it was indeed a very bad move. But I'm pretty sure I didn't have enough to do both. If I had to choose between fixing the 1 hull damage event or fixing 2 hull damage, then I choose fix the 2 hull damage. Anyway, let's move on. It's happened. I might check the replay to see if I made a mistake. I have to roll again against the hazard, that's true. The -2 health I could survive. So let's start with the greenhouse, get rid of this one, and hopefully get our research for the 28 repair. If we get that, then we can get rid of the cockpit issue. And then the last astronaut can easily go for the -2 health all or finish this event. We'll just take health damage, but no more hull damage in that case. So we're gonna have our specialist. Yeah, specialist is perfect. It's already there. Specialist deal with the greenhouse. And hopefully fix the event and get a 1 for our research. That's all I need. 13 and a 1. And we have a reroll. We still have an assist and 5 health, so the injury is not a big deal. Let's see. Okay. 13 and 1. Perfect. Okay. This is going well. Okay, who do we send to the cockpit? let's finish the event in the cockpit. I'm very lucky. Okay. Well, I expect Monday on my desk. I expect a full resume of all the bad rolls that I did and the percentages. Technician has +2 assist and Commander has 4 repair. I'd rather start with Technician to get our assists back. We can use the Repair 1 module to get rid of this one. Get our assists back, get some research back, and get the Commander then to go for the laboratory with full assists. And her 4 repair ability. We also have the assist research. Definitely prioritize the cockpit. Definitely prioritize the cockpit. And get assist first, so I think it's a no-brainer here. Let's start with Technician in the cockpit. Do we immediately get rid of this disaster? I think we should. Because with the injury dice here, no assists available, I think we should play it safe. Just use our research to get rid of the event. Then use our dice for assist and to get research back. I'm not gonna roll, I'm gonna use the research straight away. How much do we? 28. Yeah, so that's okay. Get rid of the event. Oh, +1 hull. Nice. Could be useful. Roll. Wow, all low numbers. Gotta be kidding me here. A 1 and a 3 for research. Reroll the others. Or reroll them all. I don't think there's a point in rerolling them all. So let's put the 1 and the 3 in research. Reroll the other 3. And hope for no 1s and no 3s. Oh, god damn it. 1, 1, 2. What we could do is use the quick patch. And then we put the 1 in research again. And we can use the assist as well. Quick patch and assist, so we don't lose the dice if we spend our research, because that opens up the slots again to put new dice. Do we use 1 or 2 assist? Or do we use +1 hull? Why would I not use them for research? They were low. Either I rerolled them all, but why would I? No movement damage, +2 assist we can get. Let's go for the research. I'd say assists, yeah, most definitely. I think since we can clear the laboratory if we have assist. One or 2. If we use 1, then spend the 1 on research. We can do both, and then put in the other 1 and the 2. What flexibility would I have had in addition inventarius? I'm sorry, but that doesn't make sense. 1s and 3s were insufficient for anything but research in this mission, because no movement damage requires at least a 5. Her class ability requires at least a 5. So any other 1 or 3 would have given me duplicates either way. The only other option was to reroll them all, to not hold them, but holding dice was completely useless in this situation. That's my opinion. Use 2 assist? Yeah, but then I only have 1 research. Yeah, let's go for plus 2 assist. The 1... Oh, sedatives. We are at high stress levels. I'm gonna do this anyway. Patch our hull. And then the 1 in research. Repair arm. Okay, 1 crew member left. So we could clear this event here, but that we can't do much else in that room. Oh, we can still repair 1 hull. So we might ignore laboratory, but now that we've got these 2 assists, I might as well get rid of it. This event is easy to clear next turn, and we're in good shape with our hull. We only get 1 medium event next turn. Yeah, let's go to the laboratory, no doubt. No doubts, Twister, you got this. Every time I say that I lose, but never mind that. 2 assists, we should be fine here. Could get another one. Get us up to 3. But I'd rather wait. If we use our 2 assists on the first roll, I might get a 3rd one, but let's try to get rid of the event. Okay, 2 assists used, but we have 3 high numbers. 11, 15. Okay, let's keep those. Do we use the assist or not? I'd rather keep the research, because we can take an injury. On the other hand, the void... Wait, she has her ability as well, I almost forgot. 11, 15, 19. If we roll a 5, we got it. If we roll them both, we just need 5. No, we still need a 5. I'm thinking about this. I could also spend the 5 on assist, but then I cannot finish the event. I could keep the 1, because the 1 will repair 4 guaranteed. Let's assume we keep the 1. But that's 8 with the ability. 14, 19, and we need to roll a 5. We risk an injury and we won't be able to complete the event, and then we use it on the research. Or to get assists, or to get assists and not clear the event. Or alternatively, we use the hack to get an assist, and then we are guaranteed we cannot lose the die, but still not guaranteed that we'll be able to clear the event. So I'm wondering if I should spend the research on the assist. Use the assist card. But even if I use the assist, if I roll a 1 or a 3, I will not be able to clear the event, whether I have an assist or not. The only thing I risk is 1 health damage. Roll both ones? Yeah, because that gives a higher chance of rolling a high number with at least 1 of them. Good point. Assist card and then roll both. Yep, good plan. Hello, Maisie! Welcome! Still the game of. We started yesterday. We're still alive, Maisie. We're still alive. And we got it. And we used our assist. It was a stasis, so the assist was not necessary, but rather safe than sorry. So that's 10, 20, and our ability is 4, that's 24. No research, but we got rid of the event and we unlocked. What is the skeleton unlocks? It's the second one I got and I don't know why I get it. I don't know why I get it. Okay, second to last turn. One event left, that's almost cleared.
No turning back. It's a suicide mission. But then again,
I'm gonna take a short break, smoke a cigarette, get a drink, and then we'll continue with the last 2 turns. And hopefully, success in the end. Or explosions, big explosions, or a lot more cannibalism. Yes, the tension. I'll try to keep it short. Catch you in a moment, guys. And we're back. So I think it's looking great. It's looking good. Saving the ship will probably not be an issue. We will only get... let's look at the situation. We had one event left that's almost cleared. It's in the maintenance room, so whoever fixes that event can also repair the hull. So we should be up to a higher hull level, and with no events, probably when we start the last turn. We will have one new medium event this turn, but that should still leave at least one, possibly two crew members who are free to do whatever they want. Health levels are pretty good. Dice are not really an issue. I do like to regain some dice for the last turn. Stress levels are going up, but I think saving the ship will not be a big deal. Whether we make it with all the crew members alive, that's something to be seen, but I think saving the ship, we're pretty much there. But we'll see. We'll have to wait for the last turn because that is going to hit hard. But I think we're gonna be well prepared. Anyway, let's look at the options here. Minus 50% stress for them, which is significant, especially for our commander who is at high stress. But 2 hull damage. That's something I don't like as much. Or gain 1 food, but everyone loses a die. The -1 dice for all crew, I totally hate that option. It brings us down to 2, 3, 3, 3. Although we could then use the food on the one with 2. We don't have any meat left for cannibalism. So the -1 dice for all crew, I'm afraid that's something I don't like at all. If we go down to 2, 3, 3, 3 dice, the last turn will be at 2, 2, 2, 1. We definitely don't want that -1 dice for all crew. However, the other option is far from ideal, -2 hull. On the other hand, we only have 1 hull damaging event left, which will be easy to clear. We don't know what the second event will be, and this event is in the maintenance room where we can repair our hull at the same time while we clear this event. So we can get our hull back up, and should be sufficient for the last turn. So I'm tempted to use the -50% stress and take the hit on our hull rather than lose dice. Because losing dice for all crew members, that's very bad. And the +1 food isn't going to help a lot to offset that. It'll bring us to 5, 3, 3, 3. Next, what was I saying earlier? No, 5, 3, 3, 3. Next turn, 4, 2, 2, 2. Although one of them might go and recover some dice, because we will have at least 1 free member, a free crew member. -1 dice for all crew. I can't decide. I can't decide on this one. Let's view our ship for a moment. -30% stress, prevent void, and +3 hull. We do have the repair arm. If we get some research this turn, And we are almost clear of events, so if we want to save the ship, the hull is of course the most important. Wait, we're at the end of this turn, right? We're now gonna have this turn with one medium event. So if we reduce stress, what did we gain? No, we lose stress, but we take hull damage, or we lose dice and we gain 1 food to compensate. So 3, 3, 3, 2, plus 1 food is 5. 5, 3, 3, 3. Next turn 4, 2, 2, 2. We can have 1 crew member recover dice, but that still leaves 2 crew members with only 2 dice on the last turn. I don't want that. So I'm gonna take the hull damage. Because we have a research that gives us repairs hull. We will get rid of this event that does hull damage, and we can repair the hull in the process. So I'm gonna go back, I'm gonna choose this option. We'll increase stress for them, but probably the same other way around. No, it won't. So we also increase stress for these two. But these two will be out of stress practically. We'll go for this option. Cannibalism, no thank you, we don't have any food. Oh, this is the last turn. Wait, what? I thought we still had 1 more turn to go. Oh, but this is so easy. Oh, we completely got this. I thought we still had 1 more turn and then the last one. At least 1 crew member in flight control. We must survive. Any crew left behind will be remembered for their brave duty. So I lost this. Yeah, I missed this the previous time. Crew in flight control will deploy to Mars. The ship must survive the turn. So either way we need to clear this event, so someone will be left behind, but the others can all go into the cockpit. I missed this in my previous run and that hurt my score in the end. No, I can't fix everything and get all crew in Maisie, because I need to clear this event. Oh no, I can use maybe the repair arm. If I send them all to cockpit and use the research on the repair arm, then I don't need to clear this event. Excellent. Yes, I just noticed that, Inventarius. Absolutely. So I can get all 4 crew members in. We'll start with the 3 that will go to the cockpit first. The only thing that can happen is we don't get the 5 research, which is very unlikely with these 3 crew members going in there. If ever we don't get 5 research, then we will use the pilot to clear this event. But we're assuming that by that time we will no longer need to clear it, and then the pilot can join us in the cockpit. Because what's a cockpit without a pilot? Okay, who do we start with first? Who got the assists? The technician? Yeah, because there's still an injury die. Full health, so technician first. One assists, 6 and 4. We'll keep the 6 and the 4. We roll the 3 and the 1. Then we might be able to clear the event straight away. Hopefully we'll also get the +2 assist, but no, we don't even need a +2 assist if we can get the repair arm, but focus on research. Reroll those two. And another 3. We can take the injury. Alright, 6. Gonna need all the dice. Yeah, we need them all. So no research, but we still have 2 more crew members. So that's fine. We don't need assists if they come there. Who first? Commander or Specialist? I don't think it matters much. Commander, yeah, maybe that would have been a good idea because of the 4 repair. So we wouldn't have needed to reroll maybe, and we could have maybe done it with 1 less die. Anyway, too late now. I don't think it matters now. Reroll which one goes first here in the cockpit. We need to get research, that's all that matters. The rerolls is better for the second one. Impending damage is 1. We have 1 hull, so our ship will die. But unless we repair one hull or get rid of the event. Getting rid of the event is easy, but then the crew member fixing it cannot make it to the cockpit, so that's 1 less crew member who makes it to Mars. But if we use the repair arm to fix 3 hull, then we're safe. And then we can get all the crew members in the cockpit. So all we need is to get 5 research now. We have no research, but 2 crew members who are free to roll and use all their dice on research. Start with the commander, because the specialist has an extra roll, which can be useful because to get 5 research we will need 5 different numbers. This should be easy. This should be easy. All 6s? Not very useful right now. 1, let's keep a 1 and a 6. The abilities and the no movement damage are useless, just reroll those 2. Ah, crap. That's bad luck. I would have wished for the 3. Nothing we can do about it. So we get a 6 and a 1 and we lose the 2 other dice. That was a bad roll. I have no use for them, there's nothing I can do with them. Try to get another card. We still have the... I don't think so. Because we still have the... what's it's called? Is the technician or the one with the extra roll? So she will be able to roll 3 times, which should be enough, I think, to get 3 different numbers from 2 to 5. I think that's more likely to succeed than reshuffling our research. On the other hand, we can reshuffle twice, because if we reshuffle, we will use the 1. We can put another 1 to replace it. We can reshuffle again and put another 1 to replace it. So you do have a point. A lot of +1 cards. Yeah, I know, I got it. But the dilemma is, do I reshuffle and hope for a +1, or do I send in the other crew member with the extra roll and hope to get the repair arm still with him? Which one is most likely to succeed? Reshuffle? Or... yeah, I can reshuffle 4 times, that's true. because we still have one crew member with 4 dice, 3 dice, and for the +1 hull we only need 2 research, I think. So I think you're right, the best chance is not the last or the next crew member with 3 dice rolls, but indeed reshuffling research. Let's go. 1. No. I'm going to science the snot out of this. Achievement unlocked. +17 repair, +1 die all crew, +3 dice active crew member. Nope. +2 assists, -30 stress, +1 health. +3 hull. We got another repair arm. Okay, your advice didn't work out, Inventarius. I don't know how big the chance was of getting a +1 hull card. It's only for a better score because we got the mission, but we can still get it. Maybe the next crew member will manage to get the repair arm. But it was easier when we already had the specialist, yeah. With only 3 dice, yeah, no, this is not gonna work. Could have made it with the if we hadn't used our research on reshuffles. We could have used 2 because we had the 2 dice that we would have lost anyway, but if we only had to use 2 reshuffles, not 4, then the specialist could still have made it, but now it's no longer going to work. Shuffle 3 more times. Oh yeah, that's true, I can reshuffle 2 more times because the pilot can also, of course, get 2 research and use that. You're right. So, specialists, deploy. 3 different ones? Nope. Use it. +1 food prevents stasis and no movement damage. God damn it. No, let's use the... Ah, crap, I should have used the 2 first. No, I shouldn't have used the 2 first. It's better the 1. 3 repair, 1 module. +3 dice, 28 repair. Crap. Are you sure those +1 cards are so common? Because I was going on your commentary there, Inventarius, that they're pretty common. +1 hull. We got it. Quick patch. Perfect. And so, Yuri Novak, you will not repair. You will go here. And you just need to get 2 research with 4 dice. Easy peasy. And you get 1 more research. Maybe we should use it to get his health up by 1, because we will use the die anyway. Or we could have maybe re-rolled for just a little bit better score. Success! All crew reaches Mars. 3 of them did cannibalize to get there. But that was not my decision, that was a vote. That was your decision, people. You decided to cannibalize. 4 votes to 0. 4 votes to 0 for cannibalism. I'm ashamed of you guys. Okay, we got it. Let's look at our score. I think I've got a pretty good score here with all crew alive.
Mission accomplished.
I think the cannibalism was the best choice. But the decision was mostly that I still don't have a no cannibalism run, and I was going pretty well without using cannibalism, so it was either going for the best choice to win it, or going for the no cannibalism run and taking a bit more risk. I might have made it without it, but I think it was a good choice if I wanted to win the mission to go for cannibalism. Okay, give me my score. 1580. Turns survived 10. Events completed 44. Crew on Mars 4. Health 18. That's 36 points. 11 dice. 1 ship hull. No food. 1 research left. No dead crew. We ate 3 human meals that did decrease our score a bit. And 1 event remaining. Stress only 49% this time. Last time, remember, I had 96% stress when I made it to Mars. 1580. I'm pretty happy with that score. Let's take a look at the scores of my friends here. On easy. No, we want to see normal. Maisie, you did it with 1698. So Maisie here is still a better score than this one, which amazes me because I had a very good game here. Last turn was easy mode. So I'm wondering, Maisie, how did you get a score with more than 100 points more than I had? Do you remember that? How you achieved such a higher score? Cleared more events? Ate no human meat? You are on the list, Madirasker. You are on the list. But I don't think you completed it, judging by the score. 0 cannibalism run would break the score. What is your record, Inventarius? I'm curious, because you're not in my friend list. Or, oh, I can check everyone. Are you in the... No, this is just the top 10. So you're not in the top 10, Inventarius. You're not in the top 10. 829, which is better than Pen. But of course, if you didn't complete it, completing is giving you a lot more points, obviously. Hard mode, Maisie Run. Did you win this game? 1195? There are cheats? I was already wondering, because some scores are ridiculously high, like 100,000. I mean, that's not possible. But I thought maybe the 2,000 and 3,000 scores were real scores. Although considering how you gain points, that's very unlikely. Yeah, that's not possible to get 6,000 or 5,000. You barely won it? Nice one. I have to give it a try on hard one day. I think I'm gonna have a few more playthroughs on normal first, before I move up to hard. I'm guessing hard, even if you play perfectly, you still need luck to reach the end, and you will definitely not get it every time. You reach maximum 2 times. Excellent. Requests to delete those cheat scores. Well, I think that's a fair request if, without cheating, it's not possible to gain such a high score. If the maximum is indeed 1913, then I fully agree, why wouldn't they remove them? If 1913 is indeed the maximum, but I have the impression, Inventarius, that you know what you're talking about, so I'm going to assume that's true. that I missed a T rather than misspelled score. Score. Okay, I didn't get the joke. Oh, you meant Scorf? When Maisie said Scorf? Good night, Netherlands. Good night. I don't think I'm gonna play another game. We might go through the missions. Just check which missions there are before I round up the stream. I'm not up to another game today. I will be back maybe on Friday or Saturday, I think. Although I'm not sure I'm gonna play Tarsis again. We might continue with Space Chem. And we also still have our Terror from the Deep game going on. So I think I'm gonna vary it up and play some more Terror from the Deep or Space Chem before. But I will definitely return to Tarsis. I'll definitely stream more Tarsis, maybe even a hard game. Maybe in the course of next week. I think that's a good planning, although all depends on real life matters. But probably Friday or Saturday some Terror from the Deep or Space Chem or both, and then most likely next week, somewhere next week, we'll play another game of Tarsis. Thanks for watching, everyone. I really enjoyed it. It was a fun game. It was fun to watch the chat, and especially people who enjoy this kind of dice game. Glad I also managed to convince people to pick up the game or to pick it up again. And don't let anyone tell you this game is hard and impossible, because it's not. And with that, I wish you all a good night and see you later. Catch you guys maybe on Discord, because I'm not heading off yet, but I'm gonna end the stream. Thank you very much. Good night, everyone.